Hello everybody. Because I just love making videos, I'll just make a video on how I wash my car. Because I go from Chicago to California about every single week. And it's a lot of miles on my car, about easy 4,000 every week. So I'll show you how I wash it, even when it's a white car. It's actually pearl white. Got a good deal on it, so I went with the color. But first I pre-soak it. I also let it cool down because I do clean the engine, bits and bobs of it, where it won't affect the sensors and all that. You can wash it too much, but I never park it where the sun's on it because it gets the car so hot that when you put the soap or water on it, it just evaporates right away. So I park under my tree. Pre-soak it so everything gets nice and loose. And I do go to a hand pressure washer every now and then so I can clean the underneath, because I live in Indiana where there's tons of salt every winter, and I just love getting all that off there. Plus, I don't know how many animals I hit, and it'd be nice if it washes them out. There's a drain hole in there. I'm going to wash the outside, and then I'll do the engine. Not doing the undercarriage today. Yeah, I did my pre-soak. I already did this side. And I was like, hey, might as well make a worthless video. Almost no one will watch. I got like different settings on this. I like the wide spray. Gets more area. Now look how many bugs are on the front of this. At the end, it will look the same. Because they look like bugs. 90% of them are bugs, but behind them bugs is no paint. And I use turtle wax. It's blue. If I remember, I'll put it at the end of the video. But it makes it shine. And that is the type of... Hard to get my hand in there when I'm holding the phone. Microfiber, one of these. I've used all different kinds of ones. Let's go back and forth. I've used all kinds of different, my house don't have an outside thing because it's on a concrete slab, so gotta run it off the kitchen. Plus, then I get hot water. But this one, I would buy over and over again. I bought it at a Menards, kind of like a Lowe's or Home Depot. But I've had the other styles, you know, the normal one everybody has, and it does not do as good as this. This almost takes off everything. I don't know, it's like not the bad part of sandpaper, but it's like sandpaper. It will take everything off. I don't know why my camera is zoomed up so far, but it won't let me zoom out any further. Here's what it looks like before. There's a soapy. I don't go for perfection because I gotta go to California Monday. 2,300 miles. And I try not to let the soap evaporate all the way. I don't think it's cleaning the car if you do that. So you can still see the suds. And I come back and just wash it off. Start from the bottom and work my way down. That's all I'm gonna do to it. Looks like that now. So now for the doors. My doors have a lot of tar on them. Look at that tar streak right there. Looks like a bug, but no, it's tar. All that noise is a farmer out in my field. Sorry. Just go back and forth. Now I get down on my knees and put one thumb in there. The rest are out. And I just push just enough to where the panel kind of pushes in. See the panel push? No, you can't really see that. The panel goes in a little bit. It'll get every bug off of there. Except the ones that want to stay. My car has these plastic things, duct tape. It may make the paint last longer, but it makes the paint last or look like crap while you own the car. Because it will still look like that when I'm done. I wish I could rip them off. Now I'm going to do the rim. I just kind of wash it all around. I go down dirt roads and gravel roads. Based on my photos you've seen, I go kind of everywhere with this car, like it's a four-wheeler. So these things get beat up, and I go through rims about once a year. And I'll rinse that off. Trying to go to black rims, that way I don't see my dust, brake dust as much. Now this is just me washing it. I'm not detailing it today. Because I put stuff, shiny stuff on the tires and all that. I'll show you guys what I do to the front end. Because there's so much bugs on the front. But not all of it's bugs. Looks like bugs. But really, it's my paint missing. So if you got like a black car, see how good it looks? If you got a black car, you don't see any of this. But even a black car, it could be a primered bumper, and underneath it will be gray. See, that's rock chips. So that's what I do. Just rub it. I don't put any special turtle wax, bug be gone, none of that crap. But all that right there is rock chips. See the paint peeled up? Paint's missing there. Yeah, so I did a half and half. Already did the other half. And I try not to make it perfect. Wish it could be perfect, but if you leave some bugs on there, then you don't notice all the rock chips. Okay, so I got the outside of my car done. Show you how imperfection it is. Yeah, I drive 4,000 miles a week with it. It's not gonna be perfect. I wanted to show you what's left of the tar and the bugs. This is normally the bad spot. You see, I got rock chips here. They look like bugs. Them are all rock chips, so expect that panel to rust out. This year, it's my first time washing it, and it's almost July. Left a little tar right there. Had to get that. That's as good as the front end will look for the rest of its life. And then there's down that side of the car. I don't really care for the rims. And now I'm getting to the hood. Gotta use this prop thingy because we're in 2020 and they can't make shocks that last forever. Lost my shoe. Now, this is the 1.5 liter on the Malibu Cruise. I think it's in the Equinox too. But it says do not pressure wash. This is not a pressure washer. This you do not pressure wash. I don't pressure wash this either, even though it's just a terminal under there. And that is the computers. So all I do is kind of like mist it over it, but look how dusty it is just from one run. But yeah, just do not direct spray it. My engine's all cooled off. You do not want to spray this area if you just ended it. That is very hot. It's the exhaust plus it's the turbo, which the exhaust runs through, and you could crack it. It's very temperamental to quick temperature change. All the dirt just disappearing off of there. Watch it disappear from there. I do have engine degreaser. I don't really have any grease on this engine. I'm at 220,000 miles and I don't even have an oil leak. It's amazing. This car is paying for itself. And then you gotta go up the hood. Don't be afraid to get that mesh net. All that wet. It gets wet going down the road, especially on the back side. Okay, now I clean it just like I use hot water, so it comes from my kitchen faucet. Oh, ground wire. Glad I stepped on it and didn't kick it. I've been dead, man. And I just kind of move it around. If I don't soap this, all the dust comes back. The dust is just wet right now, and this gets it off there. Just do all the plastic bits. Sorry if it's not on. It zooms up so far for some reason. But hopefully, tell me if not, if the jittering is gone. Turns out my phone can record in 4K. Well, it can take brilliant pictures if you've seen, but it cannot record in 4K, even though it says 4K, which is really only 2K. It jitters. So I'm recording in some other type of 2K. Got a rub right there. This whole front end's been put back on here. A lady backed into my car at a stoplight. Stupidest thing ever. You know, I wish I could put my phone down and you watch it dry. Here we go. And the reason I don't use normal ones of these, oh, this one's breaking. The little screw is coming out, is because this part, the cheapo ones you can get for like $1, this part like separates and it's harder to hold. This I could push with one finger. It doesn't flex, it just does what I want it to do. Do not spray directly into sensors, especially that one. That's to test the air temperature. That way it knows how much fuel to give it to start. But the reason vehicles don't start after you pressure wash them, the coils get wet, the coils are cracked and got wet, or the spark plugs are flooded, like you flooded the valley where they're at. Like on this, if this cover wasn't here and the foam, you could actually fill up the void where the spark plug's at and it would just short out. And coil packs, which mine are underneath here, sometimes they're on the outside on 6 cylinders and all that. If they're cracked, moisture gets in there, they won't start. Or you've directly sprayed, not that sensor, that's airbag sensor. You've directly sprayed it into one of these, which they have garment things in there to keep the water out. But sometimes it gets past there and it may short it out. So I would never use a pressure washer. I used to on my truck and I'd be driving down the road and it just shut off. Well, the guy I sold it to, he hasn't had a problem since, so I'm thinking it was my problem. And that's all. My car is washed, ready to go to California again. Now, if I was to get white again, I would never get white again. It's pearl too, which you only can see once it's washed. But here's my girlfriend's car. She hasn't washed it in almost a year. This is the color I would get. Look at it. She hasn't washed it in a year. When it rains, the bumper gets rid of all the bugs. But there ain't no dirt on it. Of course, she went through a little bit of mud because half our driveway's mud. But this is the color to get if you want to not have to wash a car ever. Maybe once in a while. And it still glows. But my car, it'll turn into a gray mess. Thanks for watching.